All right, we've got the Even Realities G2 and the R1 ring. I bought these with my own money. I worked on a campaign with Even Realities for their launch of the G1. That video did really well. There was a lot of interested hype around that product. And so I was actually very excited to get my hands on the second iteration of this product. This time though, I decided just to pick them up for myself with my own hard-earned cash because I was interested in seeing some of the upgrades. Before we dive in on my thoughts of this combination of really interesting and cool tech, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Spencer. I help you discover intentional, well-designed, tech-forward products to build a calmer, more focused life. We love products that marry form and function. So if that sounds cool to you, please subscribe and like this video for more. Also, you can click the link in the description down below if you'd like to check out the Even Realities for yourself. Let's get started. So if you're brand new to the concept of this, these are actually smart glasses. They have this little tiny screen situation. I don't know if you can see that little area right there, that little rectangle actually displays a heads-up display. It's like a green monochrome look. You do have touch pads here on the back of the glasses. This is the second iteration, so this area is a little bit bigger. There's some interesting depth stuff they have going on here. And of course, they have a new smart ring, which has some health functionality, which we'll get to here in a second. But more than anything, it's a controller with a little touchpad area here to control the display here. Used to, you have to like either look up, which you can still do, to see your display, or tap here to see things. And I don't know, sometimes you might catch a little bit of green. There's some, you see that green light right there? That's the actual display going off. I think this is fantastic because it allows me to be working or in a coffee shop and not have to do this kind of thing to see everything. I can just use this and just kind of be looking down or looking at my watch or, you know, looking at the floor or at my computer screen or up and see the things I want to see using the controller here. I love this. I think this is a perfect, interesting, nice touch. I think I'm glad they added some health features into the ring itself just because why not? And also people are coming to expect that with something like a smart ring. So it's very light. It does like steps and heart rate and I think skin temperature and then the SpO2. It can track your sleep, things like that, but there's that. As always, let's dive into the form first. So the build quality of this technology is like bar none. It's fantastic. And they've shrunk some things like the battery and touch area here this year. They've made the rims here a little bit thinner than before. So just the overall build quality is fantastic. Like, this is one of those pieces of tech that just feels fully fleshed out. Like, this doesn't feel like an alpha or a beta or a prototype. Like, it feels as it should be. Beside the software, which we'll get into here in a second, the ring as well feels premium. It has this really interesting, like, silvery ceramic look, which I actually really kind of like. It's like a gray color. It's got the little logo here, the Even Realities logo right there, which also kind of sticks up in like a signet fashion, which helps you sort of keep it where it needs to be on your finger, both for the health sensor, which should be on the bottom of your finger, but also for the touchpad, which let me see if I can show that. These little dots right there. That's where you sort of scroll your finger over to interact with the UI here. So honestly, to me, it's just incredible. The fact that the way it works is like this area here houses sort of the projection, and then it sort of just shoots that projection across to those little square sections that you can see there, and that's how the whole thing works. It's just wild to me. This does carry quite a bit of battery life, and then the glasses case itself also houses the ability to recharge the glasses as well. You can check all the specs and stuff for how long the battery lasts and all that. I'm not too concerned with that. This isn't something that I'm wearing 24/7, so if I have to put it on the charger at the end of the day, I'm gonna do that anyway. The same goes for the ring. It lasts quite a bit longer on a charge, but I've been wearing it to bed just to test it, but I usually wear like an Apple Watch to track my sleep. So like overall, it just looks amazing. I think the design is great. They have two different versions of the glasses. If you're more of like a round glasses person like I am, or they have a more squared off look too. So I can't say enough about the build quality. It's fantastic. They're light, they feel amazing. They just feel like regular glasses, which blows my mind. Let's talk about the function, right? So here's the thing. You can watch tons of other reviews on like what all these do. Again, check the link in the description if you want to see like what all is available with the heads-up display. It is like one of the most jaw-dropping pieces of technology when you first put it on, because you put on glasses and then there's just a green display, like floating out in the air. Like, of all of the AR glasses I've ever tried, this is the most like feels futuristic. Like, it is jaw-dropping when you first use it. And the whole feeling, they've added this level of like depth, so some menus will sit in front of others now, which is new to G2, and it looks amazing. Here's the thing. You can, like I said, check the link in the description if you want to see like all of the functionality when it comes to that. I just want to hit on one thing. This is one of those pieces of tech that is jaw-dropping when you first use it. But then you start to realize, like, if I don't wear glasses 24/7 because I need them, I'm not gonna wear these 24/7. There's not enough, for me personally, functionality to want to be wearing these every day, mostly because I sit at my computer. Now, each person's gonna have a different use case, right? You might be someone who gives speeches in front of crowds. There's a teleprompter feature. You might be someone who is in constant international meetings. There's a translate feature. I think what's most exciting to me with this new iteration is they have a conversate mode, which allows you to be in a meeting and you're seeing subtitles of the different speakers in that meeting talking pop up. It's also using AI, pulling out different aspects of like key moments in that meeting. Maybe someone says like a interesting note or a key word, it will define that word, or it'll say like, someone brings up a time in history, it will say like what happened during that time in history, which that is kind of wild. It's like a second brain that is floating, like that is neat. And I personally am excited to use this in church, and it transcribes everything that's being said. You can look at it in the app on your phone, and it has those little notes. That is like an amazing use of AI that I haven't seen before. With a lot of these like wearable AIs that just record, you have to then go to your phone afterwards and have it summarize and stuff. This happens all in real time in front of you. That is the most exciting feature of these glasses, in my opinion. And like I said, I'm excited to use it in church. I think for like a college student or someone who's in a lot of meetings, like this could be like really, really cool. I still think the biggest bummer to me is you can't reply to text messages with this. There's microphones. It will show you your text messages as they come through. Like you'll get a little like drop down notification. You can read it, you can click through to read the whole thing, but you can't reply to them. You have to go to your phone to that. I think that's an intentional thing from the company, but honestly, I think it would be something fairly easy. And I remember when I originally reviewed the G1s, that was a problem that I had. I was like, why can't I even just like quick responses, like yes, no, maybe, you know, kind of thing. There's no functionality there. So I think different people could have different use cases for these. Does it pass the form and function test of the technology we love on this channel? Absolutely. They look amazing. There is more and more functionality, and they've actually opened up the software to be open source so that developers can create different like applications and use cases for these, which they did with G1 as well. But of course, now there's more functionality in these that can be tapped into. So if you're into like exploratory technology and getting into coding and back-end stuff and maybe side loading things, and that's a little over my head, but if that's something you're interested in, there's that here. And you can definitely learn more about that. For me though, average consumer, someone looking to pick up new and refreshing technology that improves your life, I say it depends. I think if you need to wear glasses because you need glasses, these are like really, really cool. For me, I don't need glasses. And the same thing happened with the Ray-Ban Meta Gen 2s that I tried out. I don't need glasses, so having to put them on every day felt like an extra step that I wasn't necessarily interested in. And so for me, this is a piece of tech that is so cool and jaw-dropping and really cool in the honeymoon phase, but it ends up just being in a drawer, which stinks. But yeah, I just wanted to give like more of like a laid back, honest thoughts on this. I meant to mention, so the ring, right? So the sleep track, you can like see some of that health data here. You can look at it in the app, which is fine. Something that is interesting to me is when I was first using this and I was scrolling on it, I was like, wow, it's cool they've put like haptic feedback when you're scrolling. And they haven't. That's not in here. But what's happened is because of how the touchpads work, basically it's very slightly recessed little squares. And when I rub my like finger over it, my fingerprint that has ridges on it, right, on my thumb, scrapes over those, and it's like as you're rubbing your finger over it. And I've seen other people say like, I wish there was touch feedback here too. And I will say also, it can be a little finicky. It's not super precise, so you have to really dial in like how to scroll and things like that. There's a lot of like accidental touches and stuff, not a lot. And you kind of attune yourself to getting it precise. But that haptic feedback that feels like it's there but not really there is like so intriguing and interesting to me. And I love that they did that, whether it was a happy accident accident or they did it with intention. It's so interesting. And like, I sit here all day and just do this, even when I don't have the glasses on, because it's like this really cool, like, it feels like it's vibrating when you're doing it. It's so strange. But anyway, I just wanted to make a quick video on these because like, I do love the idea of these. I enjoyed working with them in the past on the review of the G1. And honestly, like, if you have some money laying around or you think this could be perfect for a use case, I've heard so many people talk about the teleprompt feature and really, really like that. The problem here is if I were to use it, you would see me going like this as I'm reading, and like being so close to camera, that looks strange. I'm like kind of looking past you guys and I'm like going back and forth with my eyes. But for someone talking to a large room, right? Like doing this and reading through, like if you can get good at reading off a teleprompter and like sort of engaging in this way with the room, even though you're reading off a script, that could be really neat. So anyway, there's a lot of functionality. It's really, really cool. For me personally, it's like a cherry on top kind of tech. Like, I don't need it and it will probably end up in a drawer. But just being on cutting edge, see what's being possible out there is kind of wild. And for brands like Meta who are coming out with fully color LCD, whatever they are, glasses, they feel a little clunky. This feels, like I said, ready to go. And it feels well thought out. And even though the screen is monochrome and it's not a full LCD screen, in a way, I kind of like that better. I don't need another smartphone just in my face all the time. Having subtle notifications, having dialogue being transcribed, having translations happen before my eyes. That is a little more interesting to me than being able to like watch a YouTube video or take a video with these or take a picture or whatever else there might be. Surfing the web on my glasses is kind of crazy. Much love to Even Realities. I've been a fan of their technology. I think it's fantastic. It's so cool. I just don't know if it's perfectly for me, but maybe it is for you. Let me know in the comments, what would be the thing that you would use these most for? Thanks so much for watching. Subscribe if you're new. Like this video for more. Watch this video next. I think you're gonna love it. And we'll see you all in the next one.